Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Stendux here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the game Oddity, and why, if you are a fan of the Earthbound/Mother series, or even a fan of the game Undertale, why you should be very excited for this game. Now for starters, Oddity is a game that is directly inspired by the Earthbound/Mother series, a single-player RPG, so fans of Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, this is basically in your ballpark. If you're a fan of the Super Smash Bros. Series, or have at least played the games once or twice, the characters Ness and Lucas actually come from the series. So, for those of you who don't know what Earthbound is, here's a basic rundown. The series, Earthbound, was created by Shigesato Itoi and Satoru Iwata on the Nintendo platform. This series spanned over 3 games, and buckle up because honestly this does get a little confusing. So, in Japan, there is Mother 1, 2, and 3. Mother 1 came out July of 1989 in Japan. Mother 2 came out in Japan in August of 1994. Now, Mother 2 came out in North America, but it was released under the title Earthbound, and that was in June of 1995. Finally, years later in 2015, Mother 1 was then released in North America as Earthbound Beginnings. Now the oddball here, the only one that was not released outside of Japan, was Mother 3, released in 2006 on the Game Boy Advance. Again, it was only in Japan, and if you're a Nintendo fan, you've definitely seen memes regarding this issue.
Reggie, give us Mother 3!
How about this instead?
But that, of course, didn't stop hungry fans from playing the game as a translated ROM. Not like I'm included in that or anything. But Nintendo announced that they no longer plan on creating a sequel, despite the positive reviews. It's this strong fan following that illustrates just how popular the series is as a whole. In fact, again, the game Undertale was actually inspired by the Mother series. So if you've played Undertale and have not yet played Earthbound, you're missing out. So, some fans decided to keep the spirit of the Mother series alive by developing a fan-made game, Mother 4. Mother 4 actually began development in 2010. The developers attempted to push for a late 2014 release, however, it was delayed several times into 2015. At this time, the developing team consisted of 8 members working part-time without compensation. So basically, these people worked full-time jobs to develop a game in their free time. This really shows just how dedicated this team was. On top of that, the team decided to make the game completely free due to it being a fan game, although due to future events, this might change, although this obviously has not been announced yet. Unfortunately, in 2017, the developers received a cease and desist from Nintendo, which prompted the team to develop the game as a new brand. Finally, in 2020, the game was announced as Oddity, having no relation with Mother, an entire decade after the developers began the project. So let's talk about the gameplay. So just like in the Mother series, players are going to take on the role of a particular character while recruiting others over the course of the journey, such as Ness in Earthbound or Lucas in Mother 3. The story takes place in the 1970s, in a region called Pleiades, where the mysterious modern men have been causing chaos. Players will take control of Travis Fields, your average everyday 13-year-old boy from Bellring, who develops telepathy and healing abilities. He also likes to daydream and enjoys baseball. Along the way, he befriends other characters such as Meryl Hinton, a chipper, kind 14-year-old girl from Citrus Hills whose powers include powerful physical attacks as well as future sight. Travis also meets Floyd from Pennyberg. Floyd is extremely intelligent, so he does not rely on psychic powers. It is because of this that he is very confident in his abilities. He also really likes race cars. And finally, there's Leo, whose age is specified as Buzz Off. Leo is illustrated as an adult, unlike the rest of the crew. He is the leader of a motorcycle gang who's apparently dangerous, quiet, and wild. He probably shouldn't be hanging out with a bunch of teenagers, but surely the events of the game will justify this. So the big question is, how is this game going to do? Well, considering this game has been in development for an entire decade now, it would be an understatement to say its release is highly anticipated. The developers are hard at work to complete the game and release it to the public. However, as seen in the trailer, they ask for everyone to be patient as its release will be whenever the game is done, which, honestly, can be at any point in time. So what do you guys think? What do you think of this game, Oddity? Are you anticipating its release like I am? Do you not really care, or are you kind of just like, well, now I know what this game is. Now I know what Earthbound or Undertale is, which, I mean, if you haven't heard of either of those games, I mean, come on, what are you living under a rock? Anyways, if you guys are new and enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. Thanks again for tuning in, and as always, happy gaming!